to look like. So hello everyone, if you just come onto the recording, just showing everybody around. So there we go, there it all looks all, here's the reality of it. Here we go, turning around so you can see there's my meditation and treatment area where I chill out, my crystals and stuff and all of that. And then this, as you can see behind me, is the workspace. So I've got a mirror that you can see, which has my notes written on it of what we're doing. And then moving across, you can see my little desk and my books and all the charging cables. There you guys are on Zoom, so I can keep an eye on all of you. There you are on Zoom. That's my landing on my hallway. There's Bob outside guarding the door. Behind it, you see Ganesh and everybody else, bit of artwork. And then there's a light, and you guys are propped up in the middle of that light. So that's just to show you what it looks like from the other end. I don't like to make it look overproduced. I like you to know it's real, and it's me, hello, in a room in my house. That's it. So coming in, everybody, we are going to deal with the 8th limb of yoga today. You'll need a blanket, please. If you can go get yourself a blanket or a big towel, makes no difference. Doesn't have to be embroidered with OMS, but get a favourite blanket. And I'd like to start off with today, while I do a bit of waffle, we can get you in the mood. So taking your blanket or your towel, we're just going to roll it into a sausage, and we're going to make our spines just sit and rest over it. It's just to create an opening through the body. So take your big sausage, sauçons de silly, your silly sausage, and pop it in the middle. And we're just going to lay down over and get a little bit comfy. Remember, this is the first class in a set of 5, so you're either going to find this as a beginner's class or a Karma 1 class. You might have it as an individual, or you might be doing it as the box set, or you might be doing it because your body's in a bit of pain or discomfort, or emotionally you're not feeling great and you don't want to throw yourself about on the mat. You might want to feel a withdrawing inwards. So come down onto the mat, spine over the top, lay yourself down gently. The feet will need a little bit wide because you'll have a wibble wobble from side to side, but allow that wibble wobble just sort of happen in itself. I know that quite often it is very nice to have the arms out here, either up above you, but that can cause a bit of a numbing in the fingers after a while for some people. If you know you have neck issues, take the hands down and place fingertips on the hips, and your elbows sort of behave like outriggers, a bit of a support. Feet wide enough to feel the edges of your mat. And then let the eyes close. And we want to withdraw inwards. We want to go in to start our practice today, because we're on the 8th limb of yoga. Samadhi, or enlightenment, or self-actualization as it's called in the Western world. Union with the universal power, God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, the architect, whatever vibrational label you'd like to put on it, Brahman. Close the eyes, settle in. And we'll go into a simple, relaxing breath count today. This is a bit of classic pranayama with the effortless concentration coming inwards. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now the counting breath. Take a full inhale through the nose. Let it pour out of the mouth. Like a nice reset. Do 2 more of those at your own pace. And inhale through the nose. Let it pour out through the mouth. Just Seal the lips. Inhale nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And go back to a normal, comfortable breath. And you can already notice that we've come inwards, we've arrived gently on our mat, the landing gear is down, and we've settled into our practice. Heel toe the feet together, so you feel the knees connect, and just roll off the side of your sausage, just silly. Just roll off lazily, come to an easy fetal position for a moment. Bring yourself up to seated now. Share with you a really comfy technique. Some of you know I use a meditation stool. Well, if I haven't got a meditation stool and I'm elsewhere, come to sit on your rolled up blanket or towel. So the hips are sat on the top of it. Go for an easy cross-legged, even if you do half lotus or full lotus, go for easy cross-legged Sukhasana. And we bend the towel or the blanket around just to make a little cradle. Try this one as well if you get in a situation you're sitting on the floor talking to people or on a beach. Roll your towel like this and you'll be able to sit quite comfortably and converse and drink your wine and eat your canapé with a nice tall upright spine. Top tips from yoga, okay? We don't want to be, sliding about, canapé down the front of you, spilling the wonderful chilled Chablis. Not our lot, no. So sit nice and tall in this and you should find this really comfortable and sustainable. As you sit tall, just find that little place, dip forward and dip back and find the point where from the heart center, we draw the line from the heart below to root down and up at the crown of our head. Our crown chakra is right here at the top, Swadhisthana. That's come out wrong. I'll correct myself on that. That's lower down. Samadhi is the enlightenment, coming to the top of you, to the crown of you, the union part, which is why we use a triangle. Take the hands onto the top of the knees and turn the palms upwards. You don't have to take a hand mudra here. You can just relax the fingers. Personally, I like that when I'm in this cross-legged position rather than lotus. And just let the fingers curl as if you could hold two balls of warm light in your hand and close your eyes. Send the collarbones a little wide and allow the eyes just to have the slightest bit of light coming in the bottom. This will make your eyelids flicker a little until you relax, the space between the eyebrows. Withdraw inwards. Bring your focus onto your breath. And then I'd like the mind and the heart to think of something that brings you joy. I'll leave that over to you. And rather than just visualizing the thing that brings you joy, so let's just say we're talking about Linda, that would be seeing a beautiful, slow uphill pathway up a beautiful mountain. For some of you, it might be the look of a loved one. For some of you, it might be how your garden grows and just that wonderful fresh tomato off the vine that you've grown yourself. Find that thing that gives you joy. The pages of a new book when you open them. The first cut of a homemade fruit cake. It could be anything. Find what brings you joy. Hugging a friend. And then When you found the visual or the label of the thing that brings you joy, remove the label or the thing and keep sense of the feeling of joy, just for the sake of it. If you feel a smile coming on, let that be. Won't be it. And with this sweet little knowledge, we can know that the feeling of joy resides inside, doesn't always need an external stimulus. Take the hands to prayer in front of the heart and just bow the head. A little acknowledgement. Big thought coming. All of your emotions are really over to you. That's big stuff, isn't it? A lot of responsibility there. Sorry for Monday. When we're ready, we're going to take our nice little prop and pop it to the side of us. So that's my top tip for meditation anywhere or wine and canapé drinking while sat on a floor. Good. Come to all fours for a moment. Hands underneath the shoulders, and then take the elbows to the earth and just bow the head down. A gentle tip of the heart. A little roll of the forehead side to side. Very little, just to loosen the neck out. Come back to all fours. And today we're going to step to the front of the mat and go through a couple of simple salutations, but I'd like us to do this as gently as we can. So move steadily and slowly into a forward fold. Bring the big toes together and a little gap between the heels. Roll up gently through the spine. We will be coming back to that seated position in a moment, but I'd like us just to maneuver through a salutation. Hands to prayer in front of the chest. Samastiti. Inhale, take the fingers, excuse me, up to the sky. And take the slightest back bend, not even noticeable. Exhale, forward fold. Take that forward fold however you feel comfortable. Let the head hang. Inhale, step back the right leg, knee on the ground. Nice and steady. Retain the breath into a plank or knees on the earth to start off with. Exhale, lower to the mat, keeping the back of the neck long. Keep the hands where they are. Gently press and just lift the back of the heart and the forehead up. Exhale as you rock back into a child's pose. Inhale into all fours. Exhale, downward dog. Stepping the right leg through, you can go via the knees if you wish. Inhale, look forward, low lunge. Exhale, forward fold as gracefully as your body will allow you. Let the head hang. Softly bend the knees, arms out in front, and we raise up to the sky. And forward fold, flow back down again, sweep through the air. Inhale, left leg goes back. Push it back as far as you comfortably can. Knee to the air, gaze goes up. Retain the breath into plank via the knees or staying on the toes. Exhale, lay yourself down to the mat. Gravity's got hold of you. Inhale, lift the heart and the chest. This time, tuck the toes under, via the knees, straight into downward dog on an exhale. Inhale, stepping forward with the left leg, knees can come down. It is the start of the week. Look forward, dip the hips. Exhale, forward fold, front of the mat, big toes together. Raise the arms in front of you, come all the way up to standing. A little gaze upwards, a tiny back bend. Exhale, forward fold, sweep the long way down. Keep it easy, or you can go to the next level. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, eyes high. Retain the breath into a plank. Exhale, lower straight to the mat. Inhale, lift the heart, gentle cobra, bhujangasana. Ripple yourself back into downward dog. Inner thighs together, if you please. Stepping forward with the right leg, knee goes down, low lunge, gaze to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, front of the mat. Remember, knees can go down any time through those transitions. Arms out in front of you, elevate up to the sky, into standing mountain pose, baby back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Lips are gently sealed all the way through. Inhale, left leg goes back, shoot it back, knee down, gaze high. Retain the breath, Kumbhakasana into plank. Exhale, lay and lower to the mat, go as gracefully as you can. Inhale, elevates you up into cobra, and exhale, eases you back into downward dog. Inhale, left leg comes through, knees can come down here, gaze to the sky, low lunge. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, front of the mat, heavy crown of head. Inhale, arms go first, raise up to the sky, baby back bend. Last round for both sides. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, forehead high. Retain the breath into plank, gluing them all together, beautiful sequence. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, lift heart, gaze to tip of the nose. Exhale, rock back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg glides through, help it if you need, back knee down, low lunge, gaze high. Exhale, forward fold, push to the front of the mat. We rise up again, tall mountain pose, hands to the sky, baby back bend, keep it long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, gaze up. Hold breath into plank. Gravity caresses you to the mat. Inhale, lift heart, lift gaze. Tuck the toes under downward dog, and we'll take a good 3 breaths, steadiness here. So tweak and twaddle it. Yeah, you're downward dog. And I could bore you going through all the checks and balances, but today I want you to trust. Come inwards, withdraw inwards to the self. If you'd like a focal point, take it to the navel. Always nice in downward dog. And feel your way through it. Equalize the effort through all parts. We'll take the knees back down to the mat for this one. And we'll go grab our little sausage again. Little sausage, big sausage. Choose your sausages. We'll come to our easy cross-legged and we'll sit back down on the mat. Bring the wrap around, nice and easy, support the thighs back to where we began. Take a moment of steadiness. You should, I would like you now to feel the warmth, this subtle warmth you've created in your body. So get that little comfy point. You're going to be using this lot, so I can assure you it is a nice place to be. Take the hands to prayer for a moment in front of the heart. And we're going to focus, we have our heart chakra, we know all about that. We have the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra. When we come to do our Hasta Vinyasa, which will be the prayer taking it through the points in a moment, we'll practice here. When we go heart, we can feel that, that's easy. For the throat chakra, rather than trying to put the hands to the throat and make yourself choke, we can just take the thumbs to the lips, the third eye, and to the sky. And when you've done it a couple of times, you don't have to make the contact points. You can just glide by them. But if you want to, you can always reconnect with the physical sense. Okay, good. We're going to take the hands behind us now and interlink the fingers directly behind us. Carrie's not here today, but this one's for her. This is a nice little neck releaser. Take both of the hands round to the right side of the body. Release the right finger so they wrap around the ribs. So you've got the back of the spine supported. Your legs are comfortable on your rolled up sausage, and then just dip your right ear to your right shoulder and enjoy a really safe and subtle way to open the neck. We are going to be building up to a tripod headstand this week. So neck care comes first. When you've got there, have a little micro investigation into the neck muscles, but only let gravity do the stretching. Sit tall through the heart, collarbones wide. Let it develop. Again, draw inwards. Pratyaha, that coming into the mind, into the body, into the feelings. Bring the head back to neutral. Reach the arms behind you, open the chest, collarbones wide, draw the shoulders back, good feelings coming. And then relax, chin to chest, back of the neck gets opened. Slide the hands around to the left side, release the left fingers so they can wrap round like little extra ribs. You've got a comfortable grip, good. And then you can ease the neck all the way. Other side, left ear to left shoulder. And open the neck. Take your little movements. Do this, how can I say it? Do this as tenderly as you can. I like to always use an analogy like I've borrowed my neck off somebody and I want to give it back in better condition than I borrowed it in the first place. The forearm of the right arm creates a support in the back to keep you tall so we don't dip forward into this. And breathe it, close the eyes. If in these moments you find the mind goes somewhere, take note of it. Don't chastise the mind. Say, thank you, mind. I'll deal with that later. Thanks for letting me know. Very good of you. Now's not the time to make me wonder about what I'm doing after I get off the yoga mat. Just thank it politely. Very polite. Bring the head back to center. Release the hands behind you. Press the knuckles towards the floor. Draw the shoulder blades together and press the shoulder blades to the back of the heart to push the heart center forward. Collarbones wide, nice feeling, palms together if you can. And then release. Inhale, take the hands all the way up to the sky. And then we go. Crown, third eye, throat, and heart. Back to all fours. However, this time we're going to use the blanket or your towel as a little bit of padding. So roll it out and you'll know the depth of the padding that suits you. I know this is my fave clean white blanket for doing this. That's what suits my knee pattern for here. Pop that to the center of the mat. It's always nice to give the knees a bit of padding at the start of the week or the start of a yoga progression. Knees onto the mat, nice and steady. Tuck the toes under behind you and we'll come up onto the knees. Take the hands to prayer in front. A little bow in, Hasta Vinyasa. Taking the hands via the points, lips, third eye, crown. Take it down through that line. You can just hover by them, hands to the mat, and let the forehead go onto the mat. And repeat. Inhale, gather up. You can go via that line. And exhale. Only take the gaze up if the neck is happy. Or if you know that it will give it some benefits. And repeat. Inhale. You can take pelvic floor and banders with you. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one like that. Inhale. Hands up to the sky. Open the heart, the crown, and bow it back down again. Again, being sensitive to the neck and any neck issues. Hands go down onto the mat. Then we're going to take the crown of the head onto the mat. This is just building up that feeling of being upside down in a headstand, and we're activating the very crown of the head. For some, you might be able to reach behind and see if you can grab hold of the heels, rabbit pose. This will stretch the shoulders, the back of the neck, chin in towards chest, and do a lovely bit of work for the thyroid, pineal, hippocampus, all of them bad boys, pituitary. I don't know why I said bad boys, that's rubbish. They're glands, darlings, beautiful glands. For some, if you wish, you may even want to bring the feet off the mat and draw them by the side, these little rabbit ears. And feeling that sensation of being upside down in a safe manner. Be careful, anybody who's got vertigo or labyrinthitis. Release the feet back down and the hands back down. Come to all fours. Take the knees a little distance apart. Good. We're going to step through with the right leg now. Left knee stays on the mat for a lunge. Settle yourself in so the knee goes above the ankle. Take the back knee off the mat and press that leg nice and long. I want you to feel quite dynamic in the legs, quite strong and rooted. Okay. If you have any wrist issues, some people like to put the knuckle down to the earth. My personal preference, if you do have wrist issues, you want to be building up your strength, so you can go fingertips. Okay. If there's no wrist issues, palm down, fingertips press into the earth. Right hand goes behind the back of the neck. Firm up your legs, and we take the elbow up to the sky for a twist. Inhale, mid-spine twist. Exhale, point the elbow back down to earth. And repeat this. Inhale, we're looking to twist in the thoracic part of the spine. Oh, I've got a click. Hooray. Exhale. And again. Inhale, take that twist, lengthen it up, and take the hand up to the sky. Lighten the load on the left hand. And breathe into this one. Steady and strong today. Notice what your mind does. Thank it for the information, but you're just working on the breath and the steadiness. Hand comes back down to the mat. So does the left knee. We're going to step this right leg all the way back. I'm going to put the arch of the right foot on the mat. Your left hand goes underneath your shoulders and you grip the mat. We're going to a variation of gate pose with a bit of a moon balance. Top tip here, just turn the left foot a little bit out towards the long edge of your mat. It will give you a little bit of extra purchase. And then we'll take right hand up to the sky. We create that feeling of balance. Think about the spine being super long. Fingers spread. And to work on our concentration, we can raise that right leg. Push out through the foot. Expect the wobbles, expect the wibbles. Holding steady, keeping focus. Gaze steady, body steady. The neck is an issue. Look to the wall in front of you or look to the side. But make sure you're pressing out through toes and fingertips. Hands and knees come down to the mats. And we bow the forehead down. Good. Inhale, Hasta Vinyasa, all the way up, hands through prayer. Inhale. And exhale. So hopefully you can see the name of the game here is concentration. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time down to all fours. Stepping through, left leg. Keeping the knee down to begin with, so we've got time to square the pose off and bring strength into the root and the foundation of it before wellying the back knee up. Decide what you're going to do with the right hand, whether it's wrist protection or strength. Raise the right knee off the mat. Get the feel till the left hand cradles the back of the neck. Inhale, left elbow rides up to the sky. We get that thoracic twist. And exhale, gravity takes it back down again. We repeat. Inhale, elbow high, hips strong. Exhale. Inhale smoothly, remembering to work, pressing the feet into the earth, hands up to the sky. Lighten the load on the right hand. You can even lift it off to feel what the hands have got to do and then just tickle it back down to the mat. Steady the concentration. Follow your breath. Yeah, you're going to feel it. There's going to be sensations. But we keep that focus. Hand back down to the mat. Right knee back down to the mat. Left leg is going to go all the way behind. Inner arch of the foot on the mat. Right hand in line with the knee. The adjustment you may want to make is just turning the right foot slightly towards an inch or two towards the right side of your mat. It's not cheating. It's just a small modification so we can work on that balance. Take left hand up to the sky. Grab them sky hooks with your fingertips. Now, when the wobble kicks in, think long spine, and then we raise the leg off the mat. I'm just staring beyond the camera, because if I look at myself on it, I'll start making too many ego adjustments. This is about feeling this one. Wobble's good, wobble's fine, have a wobble, come out, come back in, like life, just like life. Never always goes to plan, does it? We have the wobbles and we come back at it again. It doesn't work, we find a different way. Till finally we become steady and we master our emotions, our reactions. And then when it all gets good, that's when we become playful. Woohoo! Bing. Hands back down to the earth, good. And bow the head down, come into child's pose, knees on the mat. Forehead down. Challenging pose in itself. Inhaling back to all fours. Come back up to our Hasta Vinyasa. Hands to prayer, gather up. So connect with breath. Heart, lips, head, sky. And bow it back down again. Up we go, inhale. This can be subtle, or you can power it up with the bandhas. Inhale, hands to the sky again. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, take the bow down. Hands come down to the mat. Take the knees. I'm going to move mine up a little bit here. And I'd like you to slither down as if we're going to go straight into Cobra. So guide the heart down, dip down underneath the radar, heart to the mat, and then squiggle yourself on so the blanket just sort of connects with the lower ribs. Top of the feet relax on the mat. Hands come by the shoulders, spread the fingers. Forehead on the mat to begin with, chin tucked in. We're going to go up into a variation of Cobra for a mid-lower back strengthener. Lift the hands off the mat to start off with and draw the elbows up to the sky. Now lift the forehead, keep the gaze to the earth and build up that little bit of strength. Can you relax the legs and the buttocks when you do this? Elbows go up, fingers, spread the fingers really nice and wide. So we're lifting the back of the heart and the back of the head up, up, up. Lovely. Place the hands back down, nice and steady. I'd like us to roll onto our right side now. So take the right elbow down onto the mat and take it underneath your shoulder. We're going to build up core and shoulder strength. Okay, so this has purpose and builds up through the week. Roll on to your right hip. Now this is one of those innocuous looking postures that doesn't look like it's doing much, but this is a fantastic strength builder. Make sure the elbow is directly, and you're pushing the floor away. We're not sitting into the shoulder joint. We're pressing away out. So it's a nice long feeling over the top of the right shoulder. Take the left hand onto the hip as if you mean business, which I'm sure you do. And we're going to press that right elbow into that. I'm going to lift the hips up. Lift them up and we work from the knees. And if you wish, you can extend the top leg long. Think long in the spine. We've got a good support. So rather than us working into a side arm balance, we're creating all the strength in our core without risking hand to the sky, without risking any of the discomfort, wrist ache or wrist issues. But you can feel in your body what inner strength it needs to do this. Press out through the foot, keep it strong, safe as houses. Stay with the breath. This is all about getting that strong breath control, building up your inner strength. And then come back down, bend the knee, hand onto the hip. Roll back onto the tummy, back into our cobra, the second variation of this cobra. Forehead down, relax the back of the neck. This time we're going to bring the big toes together and we're going to move the inner thighs. We're going to sandwich the legs together so the buttocks get involved, okay? There's a little bit of lift in the old buttocks. Raise the hands off the mat first, send the elbows up to the sky, spread the fingers, sort of a skydiving maneuver. Keep the tops of the feet on the mat, but lift the back of the heart and the back of the head up. And be steady. Soften your gaze on the yoga mat, don't give it the evils. Send the elbows up a little bit higher. So as you can see from doing these postures, we're building the inner core, not the external core, abs, all of that business. We're building up all of the connections inside of us that give us the strength to do some of the fancier pants poses, as I call them. Lower back down to the mat, chin in towards the chest, relax the back of the neck. My back will be to you. This time we're going to roll onto our left side. Left elbow onto the mat, prop yourself up, hip on the mat. Subtle bend of the knees, quite comfy. Elbow down, fingers spread, hand on the hip, kind of little teapot kind of feel. And then we're going to lift the hips off the mat, press into the elbow to start off with, hand up to the sky. This can be your steady point, or you extend the top leg long and press out through crown, ball of foot, fingertips, hip in line, elbow pressing into the earth, fingertips of the left hand splayed and firm, and expand outwards. And then we breathe. Find the stillness, find the calm. Another breath. And layer back down to the mat. Third cobra, third flying cobra, I've nicknamed these. Chin tucks in towards the chest to begin with. Legs come together. Inner thighs squeeze and sandwich. Elbows raise off the mat, hands raise off the mat. Flying position. Back of the heart, back of the head, and then the legs raise, and this should feel lovely. So you're balancing. And then take the focus to round about the navel point and the ribs. Your contact points on the mat. And in the stillness, we build up the strength, the calm. And back down to the mat. Legs, hands, head. Inhale into all fours. Peel away from the mat. And naturally into a child's pose. You may want to bring your knees onto your blanket. If you can, bring the legs together so you've got a place to tuck the chin in towards the chest. Third eye to the mat. Arms can come by the side. Helps open the top of the shoulders out. Or find the child's pose that suits you best. Just breathe into it. Lovely. This is me checking the time because I know I'm like for going overtime when I've got a new one to do. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of playfulness here. So what I'd like to do now is come onto all fours. We're going to step the right leg through. Very nice, lovely. We're going to come all the way up, high lunge, straighten the legs and walk the hands to the long edge of the mat. Your blanket should be in the centre of you. Now, today, I'd like you to take the feet a little bit wider than you would normally do, okay? You know, I was going about the Tallulah Pertits and the Bendy Wenders. They always exaggerate this one, and really stick their bum out and give young and old men aneurysms, or women. Hey, I'm gender specific here. Now, with your blanket or your block from this position, give it a couple of folds to the point you know that you can get the crown of your head towards that, which might mean taking the splits a little bit deeper if you've got strength and tightness in the inner groin. Forehead goes down and then crown of the head goes down. Hands go in line with the feet and the elbows are directly above the wrist. So we just get the feel of this. Now, if you go into Padangastasana a lot, you may not need that blanket. You may find your head already gets down to the mat. Our aim this week, or our playful posture, will be to come up into tripod headstand with the legs straddled. The reason being is that the centre of gravity is lower, so you can find it's easier to raise the legs up. So that's our little aim. But just get the feel of the inversion to begin with. It's almost acclimatizing the body to the calming effects. We are being on the very crown of the head, not the fontanella, because a tripod headstand requires that. If you have it in your practice, feel free to wang them legs up. Press into my inhale, lift up into a half fold. Spine is parallel to the earth. Now, wiggle the feet inwards so you become quite firmed in this. I'm going to flip myself the other way around at this point. Okay. And then we're going to take a twist around to the right. And as we twist around to the right, the legs are going to cross over. Ta-da! We're aiming to get into Gamungasana, cow pose. And then we sit our bottoms down onto the mat. Now, if you're like me, and most of us are at some way have quite tight hips, unless you're one of those people who just have those beautifully gorgeous external rotation, internal rotation hips. Lovely. If not, take your blanket, stick it under the bottom. Lovely. So we're into a nice little twist. Get that blanket as high as you need to get yourself into this. Fold, 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 and fold again. Shoelace pose in yin yoga or Garungasana or Garunda, cow pose. Take the hands onto the knees, just sit them there gently. Take no judgment. If your knee's high up, fine. If it is and you've got another blanket, pop another blanket in between if you know that this is how it feels, because we'll be doing this again next class. You can pop a blanket or a book or whatever there. We're going to just take the right arm up to the sky, reach it up, and then we'll take it behind and pat yourself on the back. Take the left arm behind. Now, if those fingers connect, woohoo, good for you. If not, just keep the hands there. Don't bother about getting a belt for today. That's not the name of the game. If they do connect, make sure that you haven't shunted your head forward, that the heart stays open. And you just close the eyes in this pose. Again, it's another one that can have its own meditative qualities to it. The drawing inwards, the one-pointedness of Dharana. And because you've got your arms like this, you'll suddenly forget about how much twitchy the hips get in this. Release the arms out. Inhale, take the hands to the sky. And exhale through the crown, the third eye, lips and heart. Here's the fun bit. Okay, let's see if this works. I don't know if it will. Leave your blanket where it is, but we're going to come out of this the same way we got in it, okay? So we're going to press, untwiddle our legs, and then we spin round the other direction so the other leg's on top. Whether that works, I don't know. Probably not the best instructions I ever gave in my life, but the other leg will be on top. Or I can tell I didn't, when I was doing this morning, I was writing a class, I didn't do this side. Oh, I was feeling that, outer edge of hair. Oh, very good. Inhale, take left hand up to the sky. Take the arm behind and bind behind. Or just press the hands into the back and sit as tall as the crazy cow will let you. Close the eyes, draw inwards. And again, sometimes when I say close the eyes, what I'm asking you to do is just bring your thought inwards. If you don't need to close your eyes to do that, even better, you're epic. Yeah? Me, I've got to close my eyes, easily distracted. The monkey mind rules most of the time, as I'm sure you all know. Create as much height as you can in this pose. Sit tall. Release the arms. Inhale them up to the sky. And exhale, release them. Now we're just going to unfold and come onto our buttocks. So bottom off to the side. Take the legs out in front of you. Only need the blanket if you want to put it on your tummy at the end. Roll yourself down to the mat, nice and steady. Bring the knees with you as you go. And just elevate the legs up to the sky. Take the hands with them as well and rotate and maneuver the wrists, the hips. I like to think of Baloo the bear rubbing his spine against a prickly pear tree. So you're rubbing your spine on the mat, rotating the wrists, almost sort of making your groove in the silken sand ready to absorb the rays of meditation. And then feet down onto the mat. Hands come down to rest on the hips and just dip the legs side to side. A little dip. Loosen out the hips. Roll the knees back in towards the chest. This is just the undoing maneuvers for today because we're focusing on the crown chakra. They're coming out of the head, the union with all that is above. Take the hands and place them on the top of the head like you used to get told to do at school. One palm on top of the other over the crown of the head as if you're holding in your consciousness, elbows wide, for this lifetime anyway. And then drop the knees over to the right. Just ease them over. You should find that your elbows make you keep your shoulders on the mat and you're going to get quite an oomphy little twist. No moving the head to the other side, just hold on to your hat. Fire up the tummy muscles to bring the knees back to center. Go smooth, feel the hips center back down and over to the left side. Keeping the knees high, elbows wide. And you'll find yourself getting quite a delightful twist. There's no robot arms and shunting the hips over. We're holding above the heart, the bridge between the sets of chakras to the mighty Trinity 3 above. Always comes in threes, doesn't it? God, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu. Always comes in threes, beautiful threes. Bread, wine, and cheese. Just saying. Actually, no, it's not bread, wine, and cheese, is it nowadays? No, because it's sprouted wheatgrass bread, vegan cheese, and organic vegan wine. Bringing these back to the centre. Oh, first world problems, hey. Release the hands down, soles of the feet down to the mat. Ground and re-root. Extend one leg long, then the other. Have a wiggle of the hips, and then take the hands over to the heart. Just glide them over the front line of you, and rest the hands onto the heart center. And we're going to use that gentle focus again to develop the skill of joy. Develop the skill of union. Some days we don't feel like it. Sometimes we feel like a bag of shit. It's true. And that's the days it can be hardest and most challenging to do this. And you don't want to. Sometimes we're stubborn. We're like, I don't want to. I want to feel shit today. I want to feel pissed off. I want to feel angry. That is okay to feel that way. Don't suppress, otherwise you'll never digest it. However, we don't need to stay that way. So we can practice shifting our emotions when we're ready with these simple practices on our yoga mat. So eyes closed. That's the reason why. And again, find our way, our pathway to joy. What is it that you know that you can bring to thought that has joy for you? A person, place, an object, a taste, a sound. What is it? Whichever sense you're using, it could be the touch, a caress, a cuddle. Whichever sense you've used, develop that more. Turn up the intensity of that connection to joy. Feel what you can feel. Don't judge your level. Just allow what will be to be, that sense, that feeling. The signature of joy, the frequency. And then remove the attachment. And just keep the signature, the vibration. And before it fades away too quickly, allow the vibrational signature, just send it through the cells of your body. Every cell of you. And then when you send that through the cells of the body, send it through the electrical magnetical current of your being. Your energy body, your aura, or just your vibe. Take a full inhale. And exhale, stretch the body, maneuvering. Oh, knees in towards chest and over into a fetal position. Bring yourself up to seated. So you have a couple of choices here today, as we are working on the higher chakras. They're over to you to develop. That's the name of the game today. So I'm going to wish you namaste from here, but what I would like to implore you to do, rather than me leaving you in 5 breaths in Shavasana, maybe take 5 to 10 breaths in just being, not doing, not having to do a breathing technique, not having this, just 5 to 10 breaths of just being. And I leave you with that challenge, that moment. I wish you all namaste. Thanks for being on the journey with me. I'd be lost without you. Thanks. Namaste. Peace, love and light. 10 breaths.